Hey, Nation, we are back with Mark Henderson Leary out of Houston. So good day, sir. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Good to see you again, man.
All right. All right. So we're going to double click a little deeper into the world of Mark, the mind of Mark, and
Uh-oh.
talk about,
That's a big cliff. How
yeah.
far do you want to go down?
Well, we have the whole year podcast here at SMB Nation to do it, but today we're talking about EOS. What is EOS? What's the story?
Well, it's EOS, and in the technical world, you're going to OS. Does that sound like operating system? Well, it's not software, but it's like it. It is an operating system to run your business in an entrepreneurial capacity, and essentially, it's this: is that it's a system of tools, a complete system of tools to run the whole business. And what it does is it helps you create three things that every business needs to be successful. And first is the vision. Second is traction. And third is health in the business. And what I mean by that is vision is getting your leadership team or you or whatever your core is clear on where you're going and how you're getting there. That's your vision. Traction is being able to be as yourself and your leadership team to be accountable and disciplined to get things done and make this vision happen. And health to be able to have this team that works together and have a life that's really fun and amazing and healthy feeling. And once you get the core to that level, we take that to the entire company, whether that's just a small group of folks or subcontractors and whoever's in your sphere. So everyone's crystal clear on your vision. Everyone is getting this consistent traction and executing, and everybody's part of this healthy, functional team where it's just fun and everybody gets to do what they want and perform at their highest level. And that's the idea.
Now, the SMB Nation persona or demographic, we're strongest in the 1 to 5 employee area for break fix, MSP, you name it. Is this overkill for our Joe, the computer guy? Is he not ready for that? Is there a certain point like, it should be over $1 million in revenue, that kind of thing?
It's a great question. So the target market for EOS, if you read the book and you talk to anybody, they're going to say it's going to be 10 to 250 people is what it was built for. That said, I work personally with much larger companies in the billion range, and I work with small companies. I work with startups. So understanding that the tool set is going to be packaged and seen broadly in that world, that target market of 10 to 250 people, don't let that scare you off of the fact that this is based on timeless concepts. This is the result of Gino Wickman's life work to dig into companies and figure out what it was that was making these companies successful and these entrepreneurs have wonderful lives. And he discovered that there were no magic bullets, that the concepts were the same for hundreds of years and were going to be the same for thousands more. So when you look at a tool like the Vision Traction Organizer, a company of one needs that. I use that as an independent consultant starting off with a company of one. Now my organization is a little bit larger, but it didn't change the concept. If you're trying to make an impact in the world, it doesn't matter how small you are. Your only objective to make your vision become real is to enroll other people in it. That be your customer, your subcontractors, your friend, your client, whoever that is. And those tools in there are the secret to doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And so let me get this straight. Is this your solution, the EOS solution? Is it both books? Is it some mind mapping and software? Is it a combination of different tools? I'm trying to get my arms around it. Like, where's the kit?
There is a kit. So Traction is the book. You can get it at Amazon. It's like 1 million purchases or so over the last 10 years. There's a whole book library. There's 5 books in the Traction library. And it's absolutely, all the tools are free to download, eosworldwide.com. Everything you need to know is out there. The only question is, are you in a place and does it make sense for you to have a guide on your journey? And if you're small and you're at that spot where you just don't have it, you might have to do a little hustle, like a birdie breaking out of the shell. You might have to do that work on your own. And there is some truth to the toughness that comes from getting yourself to a spot where you're ready to do that. But the concepts are no different, and they're all freely available. And all the implementers who do what I do across the globe are happy to help. And it's just about creating more and more successful businesses out there. So that's the idea.
I have a question. So first of all, this is this your day job? Is this what? Yeah, we last time we talked about the podcast, we talked about you being a former MSP. So is this what you do by day?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's my purpose. I mean, if you listen to the podcast, I open it up pretty clearly. I have a passion that you should feel in control of your life. And so what I do is I help you get control of your business. And that's me. And so the foundation of that has become, when I sold my business, I had created a system that was kind of duct tape and baling wire. It worked well enough. And we did some amazing things. We grew a $7.5 million company to a $20 million company using those tools. After that, I found the EOS system and I thought, I would say something more explicit.
Yeah.
If I'd had this 10 years earlier, I would have had a totally different life. I would have taken those tools all the way back to day one. So my world for the last 4.5 years has been helping companies, anybody who has a passion for breaking through the ceiling, primarily using those tools. And I do some individual coaching. And so I help bring the tools into that play as well. In addition to full on EOS implementation, I host the podcast, which is about helping get the information into the heads and hearts of the entrepreneurs who are wanting to be their best and get out of their own way. So it's all a tool set, but that fits together. But it does certainly rest on all the concepts in EOS. Everything I do sits on top of EOS.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to check back in with you next quarter, and maybe you can do some tales from the trenches. You know what I mean? Let's continue this conversation in 2021, because first of all, I'm a sponge, and I see value in having this this conversation. I'll give you an example. It's the old, get out of your own way. And I'm involved in some startups, and there's this tendency to go back to the SMB Nation days and, well, we did it this way and we did this and we did that. But I'm involved in some other startups where that doesn't apply. And so, boy, howdy, I'll take your time this year.
Absolutely. I'm all in. I'm all in to help. It's not an accident that I spend my time with this. It's my passion. And, I spent a long time in the MSP and IT services world. And I do believe that of the businesses I work in, and I work in all over the place, I mean, everything from optometry to pipe and insulation, and of course, a lot of technology and IT services companies, because they know my background. IT services is among the hardest. That's no joke. There's for a lot of reasons. And we have to dig. The thing I'll leave you with, the thing that unifies this, that brings all these companies together, is understanding purpose. I'm a student of all the metrics and all the things you can get from those people out there who publish the reports on the.
That's right.
And I could name all kinds of names, but it really starts with purpose. If you don't know what to do with this data that says we're not performing, and you don't really know how to fix it until you get to those foundations and understand why the hell you're doing this and who you want to do this with.
Yep. Well, make that the final word. Okay, sir, we'll see you next quarter. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Harry. See you then.